Hello guys and dolls. So today I am doing a kind of a different bit of a makeup tutorial in a lot of different ways. So the first is that this is a very long tutorial. It's a complete full face. There's a lot of steps to this because this is what I consider to be like complete full makeup. This is like photo ready. This is very like perfected. So naturally it takes a little bit longer. There's more steps. And I've mentioned in a lot of my videos that when you are doing a makeup, you can do just the bare minimum, or you can do just this and it looks good, or you can add those little tiny little bits in that make it look really spectacular. So that is what I did today. This last weekend, my grandfather on my mom's side passed away, and we weren't really close, but it's just one of those things where, I mean, he was my mom's dad, and even though he was probably the most judgmental person I've ever known in my whole life, he had such an amazing love of art and beauty. He's kind of like piggybacked on, we had a cousin that died also in September, so it's just kind of like a lot of stuff that's I'm not gonna cry. I actually created this look as an inspiration. I used one of my grandfather's paintings because he was a painter and he was his own worst critic. He was critical of everyone else and himself. So it's not framed or anything because he would always not frame anything because he would just say, oh, that's crap. So here's the painting that I took inspiration from. The teals and the deep blues and the purples and the faded pinks and everything is how I came up with this look. I really hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. This is my art and it's my way of kind of honoring my grandfather because he was all about art and he never really got my art. But here it is. So I hope you're having a great day and let's get started. Hello guys and dolls. So the first things first is that I'm actually feeling a bit sick. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have my hot tea, cough drops. I actually already started a little bit. I did my brows and just did a little bit of concealing underneath them, but nothing terribly exciting. I also took the liberty of applying my Urban Decay Primer Potion all over my lids to prevent creasing and greasing and all that nice neat junk. So I'm going to start with a highlight shade. This is from the Lorac, whatever, however you pronounce it, the Unzipped palette. This color is Undercover. It's my favorite highlight shade. And I'm just going to place that right here, right under the brow to lift, bring me higher. Now it's time to bust into the Vice palette. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. So the first shade I'm going to grab out of this palette is Prank. It's a nice like deep black teal. And this brush that I'm using is from Makeup Geek, but I'm pretty sure it's just like a crown brush that you could get, you know, through Crown Brush or some other. And I'm going to kind of stick my finger right there just to kind of see where I'm going for. And start drawing it on. Do a little bit of back and forth. Windshield wiper, rocket in your socket. So what I'm doing is I'm initially just keeping it nice and packed on, just really kind of digging into the crease. And what I love about this color is that it's just fluffy enough that, do you see how much a product is applied? You can see how much product was applied and that it's kind of already sort of blended out. It's gonna make my job just a little bit easier when I go in to blend, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to be using a MAC 222. Now this brush is discontinued. Whatever blender brush that you love and feel comfortable with, use that one. I just like this one because it's very soft and I'm sick right now and I just need things to be nice to me. And I'm just going to gently feather out that edge. I don't really want to take the eyeshadow up really high. So the next color I'm going to introduce into the crease is Madness. Madness. I'm using the brush that comes with the Vice palette and I'm just going to place this over Prank. The two together are like the most magical teal aqua combination ever. I'll actually introduce a new blending brush. This is a Sigma brush of some kind, F or E70, whatever. Get soft. So now I'm going to take X-Rated with the same brush I used to apply my highlight. And I'm going to place that over the highlight shade. It just adds a little bit, you know, of interest. It's not your typical highlight. The dogs outside agree. And now I'm going to show you how to clean up this edge to make it a hard edge instead of a softer edge. I already kind of started, I'm sorry. All I did was sort of wipe up from here up to remove the funky stuff. So I put a little bit of makeup remover on this cotton bud. I'm using the simple eye makeup remover, which you can get at like Target, Walmart, whatever. And I'm going to place this right here at the end of my eyebrow. You see I'm kind of drawing a line between that and the corner of my eye. And I'm going to drag it down. And the reason why I'm dragging it down as opposed to dragging it up is because I always end up with like a weird spot where it kind of like kicks back in. When I pull up, it just forces the eye in a weird direction. So when you come from the top down, you get that nice crisp line. With whatever makeup remover you have left on the Q-tip, remove the eyeshadow from your eyelid so that you can place the lid color there. So now in this little pocket that I've created, I'm going to place the ultraviolet liner from the Ocho Loco set, which is amazing! This is a really bright blue purple color shifting liner, and I'm just placing this all over the lid. Alright, so the next shadow I'm going to use is from the Vice palette. This is Betrayal. It's a color shifting blue to purple. And I'm going to place that right over ultraviolet. This brush is the MAC 242. It's a nice thin flat shadow brush, which is great for packing color on. Which is exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm just packing and patting, packing and patting. And then at the end I sweep the brush over to smooth it all out. I'm going to take the tiniest little bit of Prank, just kind of stamp it off on a paper towel to wipe off some of the color, and just flirt that into the outer edge to give a little depth, a little dimension, a little... So the next color I'm going to pick up is Shell Shock, which is this really pretty silver. And this is like really pigmented, so I'm going to tap off my brush as much as possible. And I'm basically just like angel kissing it on. I'm just sort of like tap, 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 light, light, light. And then at the end I'm going to sweep it like this. So it just kind of naturally fades into the crease. And then I'm going to take a little bit of X-rated over that. Makes it a little bit less shimmery. Kind of tones it down. It's like, hey man, be cool. For my skin today I'm using the Urban Decay Tightening and Brightening and Tightening Complexion Primer. Put a little bit of that here, 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 and blend it out. So for my foundation today, I'm using the Ila Mosca Skin Base and a Beauty Blender sponge. Got that on a little petri dish. And I just pounce this all over my skin. Gives me nice, even, natural coverage. For my concealer today, I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer, and I mix that in with whatever's left over of my foundation. And get that on a nice flat brush like this, and do a little ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba ba da. Dun 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 dun. Then I'm going to take the other side of the Beauty Blender and blend those out. So I'm going to set my under eye with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And this is a 4SS from Inglot. And I'm going to roll the powder my under eye at first. To set and then sweep the excess away. Next I'm going to be taking a slightly sheer powder that's lighter than my skin. This is Ethereal Light from Hourglass. It's one of their ambient light powders with the same brush. And I'm going to place this right here on the top of my cheekbone. And blend it. And take this right here on the bridge of my nose. This is a way of doing very subtle contour because it's very close to my natural skin color, but it is, in fact, a few shades lighter. And this powder is great because it doesn't really have any, not a lot of shine in it. So I'm able to get that highlighted effect. Now, you at home could get a similar effect from just using a powder that's lighter than your skin. Alright, so the next thing is to set my makeup overall. So I'm going to use the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in Light and a little velour cotton puff. Or powder puff. And I'm going to place this on the skin by patting it on. So once I've placed that powder on, I'm going to take a powder brush and knock off the excess. Next is a bit of contouring. I'm going to use the NYX blush in taupe, and this is a MAC 138 brush. I love it because it has this gorgeous egg shape, and I can just flirt the tip in. I take just that tip of that brush right underneath my natural cheekbone. Just kind of flirt it back and forth like this. And finish with a little bit more pressure so that I get some of those brush hairs that don't have any product on it, so it helps to blend it. Put a little bit around my hairline just to soften and round out my forehead. And then take just that tip and contour my jawline. For blush, I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm going to go in with a combination of these two blushes from the Urban Decay Shattered kit. And I'm going to start right here at my cheekbone, the apple of my cheek. And blend it back. Notice that I'm kind of like do-do-do-do, 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 do-do-do-do. My hair is trying to join in on the party. I don't know, it just helps it blend better. Now I'm going to use Dim Light of the Hourglass powders. And I'm just going to put this right here on the tops of my cheekbones. And this one adds shine, whereas the other one was like a lighter color. This one is actually pretty close to my skin tone, but has a little bit of shine. So it gives my skin a nice amount of glow. For my top line today, I'm going to use a push liner brush like this, which is a flat liner brush. I'm like putting it up to my forehead so that you guys can see what it looks like. The liner that I'm using is Immortal from Makeup Geek. And what I'm going to do is just push this liner into my lash line. And this is going to make my lashes look nice and dark and black. The root. It just gets in a little bit closer to it than any of my liquid liners will. Alright, the next thing I want to do is come in with a liquid liner and just clean up that line a little bit, thicken it up, make sure it's nice and crisp. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing the bottom liner. I'm first going to take Tornado from the Ocho Loco set. I'm only going to go in about 1/4 of the way. Take my finger and smudge it. Now I'm going to go in with Ultraviolet. Take that across the whole lash line. I'm even going over Tornado, but having Tornado on as a base for this is going to make it ever so slightly darker in the outer portion. It's all about those little subtle things that you do that make a makeup go from, oh that's nice, to wow. So keep that in mind when you're watching this, that it's very, very long. Next I'm going to take Betrayal from the Vice 2 palette again. Pop that on over the shadows. Over the liners to prevent them from moving. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Shell Shock, which is that silver again, and just the tiniest little bit. I'm going to place it right here in the tear duct area and blend it over just a little tiny bit. Not a lot, just a little. Alright, so for mascara today, I'm just running a little bit of my favorite Blink mascara amplified through all of my lashes. Today I'm going to be using the Demi Wispy Falsies from, I believe these are from Ardell. The color is Plum. It's a really gorgeous purple and it looks so cool with this look. The lash glue that I'm using is from House of Lashes. I really, really like this lash glue. It has a little applicator thingy. Very convenient. And it looks sort of blue when it's still wet. Okay, so I'm going to swoop down and scoop up to put my lashes on. So swoop down and scoop up. And then I'm going to take the end of my tweezers and just press the lashes on the lash line. And there you go, perfectly placed lashes. We have the eyes almost completely done, except that this side has nothing in the waterline, and this side I've applied the Perversion 24/7 pencil from Urban Decay. Now, I feel like with the black liner, it makes the whole thing a little sultry, or a little, you know, a little more finished because it's such a smoky eye, whereas this actually makes my eye look more open. So it's really just about preference. I'm definitely going for the smoky smoke today, so I'm using perversion liner. I said perversion. Oy. Let it dry for a couple seconds before you pop your inner rim back, and that way it gives the liner enough time to dry so it doesn't irritate your eye. So now for the ombre lips, which could really be a tutorial onto themselves. I first started out with the MAC Prep and Prime lip. Now I'm going to start in with a whole bunch of different lip liners. I'm going to start out with Currant, and I'm going to draw this on my outer corner here. Top and bottom. So my lips aren't even, so I like to start out when I'm doing an ombre lip by doing the two outer corners so I can kind of make sure that I'm drawing them at the same spot. Just using this side of the pencil to fill in. Really thinly bring Currant down until you're just missing that inner portion. And what that's going to do is it's going to create the illusion that you can already see that my lip is a little poutier and a little fuller. Next I'm going to take Anarchy, which is a bright pink. And I'm placing this over where I had Currant a little bit just to start blending it. I'm going to line the bottom a little bit. And I lined the entire top part of the lip with Anarchy. Now for the center of the lip I'm going to use Native. Just a light baby pink. Kind of a nudie pink. Fill in the upper lip as well. I know you really can't see it going on my lips, but that's because it's like the same color as my natural lip color. So now that I have my base of liners on, I'm going to start going in with the lipstick. This is Shame from Urban Decay. And my little brush here is a MAC 211. It's a little tiny eyeliner brush that I love using for lips. I'm going to start this on the outer corner. Gently feather it in. Taking that color just a little bit further down. And I'm going to take a little bit of tissue and wipe off the lipstick. And I'm going to use Anarchy. And I'm going to place this mostly on the top lip. Right next to where I have Venom. And also drag it over just a little bit. Cleaning up that outer edge and blending it down. And I'm taking Native lipstick. And from the center out, I'll start blending that. Gonna zhuzh my hair up a little bit as I do. I haven't worn my hair big like this in a while. It's kind of fun. So that is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this very long makeup tutorial. Sorry about the length, but I wanted to show you guys a full process and just make a very complete artistic makeup video. I definitely invite you to subscribe if you did enjoy this video, because I do all kinds of different stuff if you haven't seen my channel before, so click the little red subscribe button down there. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for other kinds of updates, stuff about life, stuff about TV shows I like, just, you know, a little more personal than I get here on YouTube, and that's just about it. I hope you guys are having a great day. I will see you guys in a couple of days with the new video, and remember to be vintage or tacky. Just be yourself. See you, bye.